What is up, guys? It's your boy GRC. This is Crypto in the Morning, live every single day, 11 a.m. Eastern. Let's get right into the meat and potatoes. We have a lot to cover today, and I have a feeling there's not enough sell pressure left on Hedron, and it's going to go into price discovery soon. That's a feeling that I have. That doesn't mean that there's not more people that could sell. That means, like, general sentiment wise, it's staying up and holding at such a rate that there's no reason for it to do so unless there's people that really want it to work. And I get good vibes from Hedron. That's all I'm saying. Timestamp it, lock it in, goes to zero, call me an asshole, whatever. But I think it's going into price discovery soon. And I think all the rec sellers are going to buy back right when it does. Right when it does. Because that's, some people are rich enough to speculate kind of like once it gets to that point. But, the rec sellers, they'll be right on the other end of that because they have emotional bias, and we know how that works. Let's get straight in. I'm going to tell you exactly what we're talking about today. Well, show, either or. That's Zen Crypto. That I had the founder of Zen Crypto on my show yesterday, a 2-hour I asked him everything I could find in my brain. I asked him about Richard. I asked him about PulseChain. I asked him about all the forks. I asked him about crypto as a whole. I asked him about everything. And then I obviously asked him advanced user game plan for Zen, new user game plan for Zen, because everyone wants to talk about the game plan for Zen. There's a game plan for everyone, but you have to identify, like, how much nuanced understanding does it take to be sitting at your computer and minting all day? Some people would say none. Some people would say, man, I don't know. That sounds like a lot for today. I'm nervous. I'm worried. So again, I primarily want everyone to know that I do believe the gas fees are going to get perma-wrecked on day one. And because the bots, everything, I've seen this play out before. There's only a certain amount of mints that can happen per block. I'm getting right down to the knuckles of it because I'm not going to play with all this speculation stuff. I'm not even looking at the comments yet. But I think, there's a certain amount per block. I don't know that certain amount, but I have a feeling that we're advanced enough in crypto where, like, this is one of the first, like, fair launches for sure. And I think it's going to remain that way. I really do, because I think it's going to be fair even if there is bots. I think there's going to be fair even if there is everything, because you can't outfair. If you spend 10 grand on gas fees and I buy the bottom in 2 months for 10 grand, tell me who's got more. Me. I don't care how many you minted. Me, because you'll be the ones dumping that. Anyway, Zen protocol, me and Sam are going to talk through it. We're going to look at the website. I had Jack Lev on the show yesterday. It was an impromptu, but I asked him everything I could think of in my head. So just understand, guys, Zen protocol launched Saturday. I told my friends that I would hang out either Saturday or Sunday. So I need to talk to Sam about that too, because I don't know which one's the better day for me to be locked and loaded for the whole day. Because I'll be locked and loaded either day. But I think I can just get away with the minting and then wait the 24 hours. And then Sunday will be the day where I should be a little more paying attention. Although I'm probably not going to be buying on. I can't imagine I'll be buying on the first day. Like, it doesn't make sense, but providing liquidity, different story. Different story, guys. I have a lot to talk about. Hedron. We're also going to be talking about ETHw, HEXPow, Hedron Pow. I am super omega bullish on these three. I'm sorry. Whoops. It doesn't mean that I'm not bullish on it. I don't care. I'm bullish. I'm flipping bullish. And people are starting to tag me and hate stuff. I started buying right when I started seeing hate stuff in my Twitter from people. They were like, look at you selling on all your followers. Look at this chart. I was like, first of all, that chart looks great. Second of all, I'm buying because plebs tend to. I remember I used to say I go to the gym to see what to buy in crypto because I just do the opposite of what the guys at the gym say. It's like that. It's like when they start getting excited, when they start getting angry with me for no reason, I know. Guys, Crypto in the Morning live every single day at 11 a.m. Eastern. Bullish will be here in like 30 or 35 minutes to show you some of the work that he's been doing. I don't want to do it without him. We have BNBP 10,000 BNBP, $14 a piece right now. There's a giveaway, multi-stream, Omega BNB launch stream, guys. Fuck it, I'm going to play it. I don't care.
Time it is. Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning. Waiting on phone. Crypto in the morning. 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 Waiting on phone. Crypto in the morning. You already know what time it is. Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning. Waiting on phone. You already know what time it is. Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning. Waiting on. You already know what time it is. Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning.
What the fuck was that? Why was that happening?
Video's not playing. I'm gonna try to. I saw you walk.
Play it on my end, Sam. Don't play with it. You can't play with it because it's not. I'm telling you. I think I'm pretty sure it was playing.
There was no sound. I don't know. Let us know in the chat. Was there any sound?
I can hear it. But anyway, it doesn't matter. What's up, guys? It's your boy GRC, Sam Stolt. We'll edit that part out. Just kidding. We don't do any of that. So, Sam, I'm going to let you stand up. I'm going to let you go for a second. You heard my monologue, 5 or 6 minutes there. I had to spit it out. I'm sorry. I have been doing a lot of work here. But I want to hear kind of yours. Because me and Sam, whether you guys think we do or not, we don't talk all day. Sam's very busy. I am very busy. And I don't frankly like to talk all day, other than this show is like a productive way for me and Sam to be able to talk. We used to not talk as much. Now we talk more because it's productive. Sam, I want you to tell me what you think about your own side of what you've been looking into, and then touch on some of the things that I said that maybe resonated with you a bit. And I'm just going to fill up my water.
Cool. So Zen, right? As I'm thinking about this, so if you're not familiar, just real quick preview, Zen is effectively a faucet for free crypto, right? You just pay gas fees and then you get free crypto. We're going to get into, like, if you do for 7 days, how much free crypto do you get? If you do it for 30 days, how much free crypto? If you do it for 100 days, how much free crypto do you get, right? But you've got multiple different pieces going on here. So first of all, you got to pay gas, and then you pick 1 to 100 days. During that time, you wait, right? Nothing else happens. You just wait to get your crypto minted to your wallet. The longer you wait, the more crypto you get. I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of activity at the start of this, because, hey, Bird Dog, was that planned for everybody? Did I F that shit up? Let me know. And thanks for your patience, guys. Thought he was going to put Sam in the timeout for that. Franklin. I couldn't see it on my side, so I was like, oh, shit. He just walked away from his computer. But anyways, okay. So the minting phase, you've got that piece. Like, are you going to do 1 day up to 100 days? And then you also have the staking portion after that. So you can stake your shit up to, I think, 1,000 days, right? 3 years or 10 years or whatever it was. So you've got both of these pieces going together. And if there's a frenzy at launch where people are just trying to mint, right? What does that do to the roadways on your way home from work when everybody gets off of work at the same time? They're congested. It takes you 2 hours to get home from work when it should only take 20 minutes to get home from work. So if that's the case, it could be very high gas fees. And then does it really make sense to mint, even if it's for 1 day or 100 days, or is it, because people are already building bots for this, or does it make sense to just snipe the bottom, right? Get your bag, USDC sitting on the side, and buy. Now, something that I don't know if
staking multipliers, Sam, you got to talk about. At some point we'll look at the exact, but that's why I need people to get their accounts ready. But people can only manage so many accounts, guys. I'm telling you, I manage a F load, and I am new, so I can only, and I have to, like, I talk to Sam all the time about my organization pattern. I'm not so organized in my life. Like, not bad, but in crypto, I'm extremely organized. I am scared to not be because I'll forget about something and it's just there and it's just sitting there. And then you have the LP.
Literally on my list of things to do is to be more organized with crypto stuff, because when you get to
it's freedom, it's true freedom.
It's you. If you guys are not organized in your life, whatever that part of your life is, highly, highly recommend it. Because you're like, oh, it's just my desk. It's just this. It's just that with my finances. If you decide to level up, that's what being more organized is. You're allowed to see shit that other people don't see. You can literally understand shit and see shit that other people can't see because your shit is more organized. Period. And if you continue to do that, right? I did it yesterday for several hours with my accounting stuff and my multiple businesses. And I was like, oh, thank goodness that I spent the time doing this. I do it every single week. That allows me to like level up shit faster than other people because I'm focusing on that. So highly recommend being organized. GRC's doing a fucking awesome job with that. And we're just perpetually getting better.
Yeah, there's no downside risk when I'm playing with one of my accounts, because there's so many other accounts, but it's to an amount where like I can it's all organized which chain I'm on for the most part. Like I try to stay chain to chain with different wallets. Like a little bit, like, everything bleeds into ETH a little bit. So there's always going to be some Ethereum probably in most of my wallets, but like it's, so I think it's just important. Like it's God mode, but I put myself in a position where I had 24 hours a day to focus on crypto. And most people aren't going to be in that position. Like that's just not reality for the average person. And so that's why I don't want you to do the stuff that I do, because I'll out focus you. And I will pay attention to it all day long and I will wait for you to have something to do. And then I'll double down. And it's just like, guys, so it's, I'm dedicating a year or two of my life to this. Don't assume that's necessary in the journey, but I think for a young man with low overhead, it's extremely critical.
You mentioned multiple chains, and I think that's something that we should definitely chat about, right? You had mentioned, I don't know if it's still this number, but there's around 5,000 people in the Zen Telegram chat, right? Does that sound about accurate? Well, it's going to be launching on multiple chains. We've got 2.0, W, and F, I believe. He did confirm that it's going to launch on F, correct?
Oh, God, if Richard would talk about it, more people would interact with the Ethereum version of it rather than going off to the other ones, and it would probably help us more. But again, I can understand where he's coming from, not being super focused on, I've been focused on this for 3 months. I was the first person on YouTube to ever cover Zen protocol, to ever have the founder on the show, Jack Levin. And yesterday we did another one. Go check it out. Awesome show. So yeah, if there's questions, and they're good questions in the chat about Zen, about strategy, but I've done 2 videos back to back now, so I'm getting a little tired. But I want to talk about any nuanced points that you have, Sam, more nuanced than like the actual like clicking and the minting.
I just want to make sure before I get into the question, it is launching on the 3 chains. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I think it's launching on ETHw as well.
So ETHw, ETHf, and 2.0?
I don't think ETHf. I don't think he's going. I tried to get him, man. But
okay.
He might. I told him there's 5x, 6x the volume of ETH Classic. He's not launching on ETH Classic, but he think it's just like a risk reward ratio, which I understand from his perspective.
So he's going to definitely do 2 chains though, W and
3 mainnet? And Polygon and Binance.
Okay. So we've got you got the individual chain piece of it. Mm-hmm. Then you take a step back, and now you're looking at the forest, and the forest is Polygon and Binance, ETHw, ETH 2.0. So now, how do you play this out? Because we understand, right? This is how you think about the game theory stuff. You understand there's 5,000 people in the Telegram chat. Who are those people? They're fucking hexicans. They're people from this community, right?
It's like, I'll do the percentage ratio for you. And again, people always talk about Ethereum. Ethereum is ran by hexicans, literally. All the smart hexicans and even the ones that don't chat, they're Ethereum guys, so understand that. These guys were buying Ethereum at $5, $10. Understand that. Okay. So like it's different because I'm talking to the 90%, but like there really legitimately is 10, 20% of people that 30%. I'll fair to say 30% of that group has no ETHw.
ETHw hex.
ETHpal hex. ETHPOS.
Or W. Or I mean, it's a
Well,
don't
POS. Don't go to the other ones. It's POS, because if they don't have that, they don't have the other ones. 99.999%.
So one of the reasons that I specifically went to 3.0, I went to V3 to provide liquidity versus PancakeSwap, even though PancakeSwap is more user-friendly because it's simpler, because there's a lot more tools over there to help you with it, because there's a lot of people over there who are using it. The reason that I went, instead of going to PancakeSwap to provide liquidity, to V3 is because I understand where there's less people in this thing that's growing, there's more opportunity. Now, given what GRC just said, 5,000 people, you have 10% is 500 times 3, so 1,500 people of the 5,000 don't have any effing clue how to get to ETHw or ETHf, right? Or probably have not interacted much with Binance, Matic, Polygon, etc. But Zen is going to be launching. Is Zen launching on the same day on all these ones, or is he going to do a staggered launch? Same day. Okay. So he's going to launch the same day. Now, if you're very bullish on Zen and you understand what I just said, now you got to put on the hat to understand how other people are going to act so that you can take the appropriate action for yourself based upon what you believe to be the accurate set of possible futures, right? We understand that most of those 5,000 people are going to be going to mainnet. That's 2.0 mainnet. But what about ETHw, right? Most of those people are not going to be over on ETHw right away. Is it a better opportunity over there? Matt,
I just don't think the supply is going to be too low. I just think it'll pin up so fast. And imagine, Sam, a real asset on those other chains. Sam, think about this for real. Think about something that launches on Binance and is successful. Think about something that launches off ETH is successful. And think about putting that on a chain that's been out for 2 weeks, that has not enough liquidity in the primary asset yet, or the native asset, and then see what happens in crypto. Then check it out. Because I'm just telling you guys, focus, slow yourselves down. Enjoy this.
So great point. So where do we think things are going to play out, right? He's launching on like 5 different chains. That means you could pick up and think about the fees on BSC, but Binance, right? Nobody's going to be over there from this community because this community doesn't really play in BSC. They're smarter than the rest of the people in crypto. I agree. That's an accurate statement, right? But most people in this community who are smarter than average community in crypto still don't know how to get over to BSC. Still have never.
They know how. I think they know how. They just don't. They don't even care to think about it. They don't even care to ponder it.
I would slightly agree, but how many effing questions did you get from people about how to put RPC settings in?
Yeah, but generally those are guys that are in the last 200 days, last 100 days, last 50 days. But I mean, I know it's true that some people, but it's just laziness. It's just a lazy thing. Like everyone's just lazy. I've caught a beat on everyone being lazy for about, 5 years now. Like when I was younger, I was under the impression that people were extremely motivated and everyone was like my father. Turns out not true. Turns out no one's motivated to do anything. Even dudes with millions of dollars, they get bored. They start chasing chicks. They start doing whatever. And if you don't have a mission and a purpose, it's like, there's just a lot to it, Like, it's like I know what other people are willing to do, and what I'm willing to do is 100 times more without even trying. And then 100 times more on that if I am trying. And that's just the average random dude. But, like, there's hard hitters out there, but in crypto, like, they don't hit that hard.
Do you know, and I'm just thinking about this as we're talking, we have a coin that is going to launch on like 5. I think somebody said Matic, Polygon,
I think it's 4 as of right now.
So, okay, 4 chains. Now think about this. What else is on 4 different chains that has been successful? Ethereum, BTC, Hex has been on 4 different chains now at this point, right? With some successes super early in the game on 2 of those chains, but we've already seen success with that so far. At least the code is still working. There is activity still dominating those chains. Now think about Zen, right? Like when you think about crypto, most of the shit in crypto is not like how we think about what crypto is. Something that doesn't have somebody's grimy fingers with the capacity to be able to touch my shit, right? I don't want that. And there's not a lot of crypto out there that is that all of it has like a back door. All of it has, I'm going to own 97% of it and I'll release 3% to the market so that I can manipulate that price and dump on other people, right? Have super centralized ownership. But there's people who don't want to just get in because of the centralized ownership piece of it. And this is being launched on 4 different chains. And then within each one of those chains, we've got that 0 to 100 days. And then, so this is, what do you think about this, Jersey? We have launch on each one of these chains, right? So you could have a strategy where you're going to start on the least popular chain, probably Matic or Polygon, right? Once you mint there, then go to BSC. And then come to, or actually maybe ETHw. Start on ETHw, right? Start on ETHw, then Matic, and then Polygon, and then BSC.
Again, if the people aren't in position to be like, there's only a very small amount of people that are going to be able to be super locked and loaded on this. But I mean, that is an amount of people for sure. But again, what I'm the most excited for is that there's not that much supply minted. Therefore, it's going to be parity on both chains, on all chains, because you can only, I'm sure it'll be maxed out for the daily, whatever it is, and then on all chains there'll be just that much liquidity, right? And that much liquidity will have 0 valuation until the first person decides how much it is. So I think that'll get bought up on every chain no matter what, if it's like normal, and it'll be parity like nothing. It's not like you have to fork the whole chain and wait for the other side to catch up and then just arb the whole thing till it's null.
It's not like I have $1 million and then now you have to catch up and you have to catch up in 3 days, right? Like
exactly. So guys like me have to wait to buy the bottom, like I do anyway. But generally, like when PulseChain comes out and stuff like that, like I'm loading up and I'm buying the fucking lowest point on that shit and I'm going all in. And is that what creates a healthy blockchain long term? I don't think so. And I'm not saying that it's not going to be healthy, because I mean, you see Hex, what it's done, you've seen everything Richard's done. But this is crypto, but I'm thinking about 10 or 15 years from now. And that's how long a lot of people stake in here. So that's kind of how like a lot of us are like programmed to think. And I think Hex is great. And I think PulseChain is great. But Sam, I have problems with Pulse X. I have big problems. And the problem, and I don't know exactly what the answer to the problem is. And we're going to transition a little bit here. So we're just going to talk today, Sam. Let's just talk, because we can do an episode and show whatever later if you're free. I'm going to do an episode at 1 p.m. Eastern. So if Sam wants to join me for that, of course he could. But I don't like V2 liquidity providing for more than a week. Like, I don't like it. I don't like the feeling of having you swap to the LP token, farm this shit. There's an excess token. If that one drops, that sucks. If the other one drops, that's whatever, buy the other token. It's just like it. And then Richard said himself, the least exciting thing about all of this is the incentive token. He said that out of his mouth. He said that if he was excited about anything as a user, it would be not the incentive token, because Richard uses V3.
Yes.
Exactly. And Hex made Uniswap popular. And I want to know in the chat, what is stopping somebody and this is a true question that I have, so I can say it. I would have said this at any point. Alex from Hedron just forked V3 Uniswap on 2 chains overnight. I use both of those V3s. Why can't that happen over there? If not,
it will, but there's a slight difference in like the words, right? So fork is a copy of everything over someplace else, right? So when we think about a fork, W and F are forks, and they created the fork for Ethereum 3.0. All Alex did was
Say it
show
again. Can you say that all one more time?
a fork is a copy of the code, right?
Right.
A fork is the copy of that. So we have copies on 3 different chains, but only on one chain do we have a way to access that, right? That's uniswap.org, right? But we don't have access to it the other side. So what Alex did is create a front end. He didn't fork though. He just created a front end to access this thing that's been copied. So when Pulse launches, and remember about this, there was 2 or 3 streams where Richard Heart said that the AMM bot cannot squeeze the liquidity out of V3. He said this in multiple different streams. I don't know if they've changed this, but he said that they were not able to actually steal all the liquidity from V3. So V3 is going to be forked to PulseChain. There's already a front end there. That's where I'll be using it because it just makes more sense. It's a better, way better product.
Dude, I've been doing it for a week, 2 weeks. I can't use V2.
Mm-hmm.
I did it for the first 2 weeks. I enjoyed it. I saw all the volatility in the token. I made a little money, blah, blah, blah. So listen, guys, listen here. Listen. When you do V3 liquidity providing, you get 2 coins that you're dealing with. 2. When you do V2 liquidity providing, you have to purchase an LP token. You have to farm the LP token. And it's like 4 different things with another coin attached to it, with another thing you have to do in a smart contract. And you earn less yield. Sam, so you fucking earn less yield, dude. If one more person tags me and says you need to be a whale to provide V3 liquidity, I'm going to quit because please understand something about what you're saying before you say it. I guarantee Richard Heart does very minimal V2 liquidity providing. But that does not mean the market doesn't love V2 liquidity providing. The market loves it, Sam. But I don't love it.
We have this opportunity. So I saw this with Tesla, right? I saw before the market saw what was happening with Tesla. I knew this was happening way before everybody else did. Back in 2010, I was talking about Tesla. And we're going through the same time. We understand the future before most people in crypto. There's 300 million plus people in crypto. And most of those people use V2. And they don't understand how powerful V3 is. V3 is so much better.
V3 becomes open source in April. Does Pulse not launch until April? Yes. I DM'd Richard and I was like, V3, when, how, why? That's all I wanted to know.
It's so much better.
But he might know some specifics that could help us. Like, he could be like, guys, you have to understand. In the first 3 months of V2 is always more like, imagine if he said something like that. I would be like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. The first 2 months while it's, and then he's like, yes. And then we do the transition, super efficient. I would be like, oh my God, perfect, amazing. I'd love to do V2 for 2 months and then move on from it. And then everyone else who comes in, V2 all you want, earn all the LP stuff you want. The yield can be crazy. The yield, and Sam, I'm telling you, there might be, and this could be totally off, but there might be some strategy here with the V2 off the jump, maybe not advertising the V3, but again, that's a very far jump. Like, I can't even extrapolate for 1 second. I want answers though, like for real. Like, I'm telling everyone about this shit. Can someone, how many, I had like 900 live viewers fucking yesterday, all combined for like 5 hours, like added up. Richard, help me. Please let me know something. And if it's not the prettiest, you just tell me and I won't fucking scream it loud. Like, I'm not going to be a douche, but like, I wish somebody would talk to me about, and that's why I only like talking to Alex, Dip Catcher, because I know those guys know this shit kind of.
Well, I think, I believe when I looked it up, it was around May. So May, April, June, next year, whenever that license comes out, maybe they're not capable of implementing it at this moment in time. So by waiting till closer to launch, and then you go from V2 to V3. However, the only thing I could think about this is, right, if I'm the owner, if I'm in charge, I'm going to be thinking about my users. And if I have a V2 website, I have a V2 protocol with Pulse X, and then I'm going to upgrade that to V3, there's going to be liquidity that's stuck in V2, period, right? Forever. Because people, in that short period of time, people are going to lose their keys. They're going to get shot. They're going to kill. They're going to, whatever the case is, there's going to be liquidity that's locked up forever in V2, and it's just going to exist forever. Versus like, if you wait till V3, right? So this means getting users on V2 and then telling them to switch to V3 and changing the UI. I think that creates a lot of confusion. There's a lot of people in crypto who don't have any fucking clue what's going on. And if you say, this is the way with V2, this is the way with V2, this is the way with V2, and then 2 months later, it's like, actually, this is way better.
Well, he tells us about V3. Like he was not shy at some point to talk about V3 in great depth. And trust me, I was eating that stuff up like it was candy. But I eat it up, lately. Like I've been going back and watching, how I do. Sam, I need to find like Sam, I'm telling you, listen for a sec. I need to find one of the most golden, and I don't usually look that hard. So if you're going to be on the show, I'll look harder. But like a really good 30-minute, like 2019 Richard, where he just goes into ETH, the future, Uniswap before PulseChain was a thing. And I want you to react to it with me. Maybe we can do that at 1 p.m. if you're free. And maybe we can do it at another time if you're free as well.
Tomorrow. You want to do it tomorrow, but do like 2? Yeah. Can we do 2?
Yeah. Well, I'll figure it out, but we can do, but that will probably not be the Crypto in the Morning show though.
Correct. Yes.
Okay,
unless people really think
react. I just don't like react. It just takes too much of the time block.
Yeah.
But when we're sitting there just answering emails, you can kind of just chill and talk. So yeah, we got into Zen, we got into V2, V3. I think I said all I wanted to say about it. Like, I want to
ask you a question about that though. Mm-hmm. So Zen, mainnet, BSC, Polygon, Matic, and W, right? We have 5 chains. Are you going to mint on all 5 chains?
I don't know if it's launching on 5 chains. I think it's launching on 4, so I think there might, but that's fine. I will be, of course.
You're gonna mint on all chains.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. That's interesting. Do you have any? Which one are you going to go to first?
Probably ETH, just to get ETH like the cornerstone of my portfolio. So like I'll probably start there.
Even though that's where everybody else is going to go, so it's going to.
I don't know, but I mean, it's negligible if you're doing it in a normal way. I'm just doing it in a normal way. I'm not ripping Adderall and doing the whole like sitting there. It's not. I know what Jack created, and I know what he wanted to occur, and I know what humans can do in general, and it's all going to even out somewhere in the middle. And I'm just trying to get. I'm all about getting in early and get in early. Just get in, move in, and this is a free mint, so it's incredibly awesome. Yeah, we can look at this.
So let's pull this up.
So guys, this is from zencrypto.io. This is an amazing website. I'll drop it. I did a full reaction on this website, but there's a lot, and I'm sure they're adding to it every day. So I guarantee I haven't read this. Zen Crypto in the multi-chain future. Okay, this is right on topic. Zoom in on that a hair if possible. And just read the beginning part. I can hear you. I'm going to use the bathroom really quick, but just read that first.
Zen Crypto is a minting token following the first principles of blockchain. It brings us back to what crypto was meant to be when Satoshi created Bitcoin. Crypto lost its ethos with every centralized chain and token created. Today, Zen is going multi-chain to change things anew, increase adoption, and unite people under one sign. According to Jack Levin, the founder of Zen Crypto and faircrypto.org, you guys can check that out as well, Zen will launch first on Ethereum and then a few days later on other networks such as Polygon, Matic, BSC, Avalanche, and ETHw. Wow. Okay, so here we have the answer. We have 2.0, Polygon. Polygon and Matic, I think, are the same thing. Somebody please correct me in the chat, but I think Polygon and Matic are actually the same thing. So BSC, Avalanche, W, and mainnet. So we do have 5 chains here. This is interesting. 5 different chains here. More chains will be added later. To this day, the Zen crypto smart contract has been tested in different sandboxed environments like Ethereum's Giroli, whatever testnet this is, PulseChain's Pulse, Polygon's this one, and testnet over at BSC. Once the smart contract is on Ethereum chain, it will be automatically copied to Pulse when it is forked for Ethereum, right? We already talked about this. We will really want to be amazing on the EVM first so that we can tap into the global Ethereum ecosystem across all chains. Once we're really good there, there's no reason why we can't spread to the other chains. And again, we are omni-chain. That just means multiple chains. This project is more inclusive than exclusive. We don't want to build our own chain just to add another revolving door and have a guard posted next to it. This project is for everyone. It's the first principles. It's the first principles of crypto. Should be touching every human on the planet, said Jack LaVine. Zen on multiple chains. Focus on EVM chains. So that's his Ethereum virtual machine chains, and the Solidity programming language is LaVine's priority and the right way to create the best project for the people in the community there. Through multi-chain bridges, blockchains that are EVM compatible are interoperable, right? So we've been using a chain, allchainbridge.com, to go between W and mainnet, or ETHw and mainnet. In general, they're faster, have lower transaction costs, and feature higher capacity compared to Ethereum. However, Ethereum security is considered to be higher than that of the other chains. EVM chains with the most total value lock are Ethereum, BSC, Avalanche, Polygon, Matic, Arbitrum, Optimism, Chronos, Phantom, and others. And then this is probably from Dalai Lama. Yep. It is expected that most value will sit on the Ethereum blockchain because this is where gas fees cost the most. The activity may be higher on other chains due to the lower cost of per transaction, speed, and capacity, but the price will be higher on Ethereum. When Zen gets sold on decentralized exchanges like SushiSwap, like Uniswap, the sellers will want to sell it for a price higher than the cost of production and the time spent to produce it. So think about that sentence for a second. You're paying, say, $5 or $30 for gas. You're getting some amount of crypto, and then you're waiting some period of time. People are going to want some, they're going to, if they pay $30 for 1,000 tokens, and then that's 5 zeros and a 1, right? It equates to that price. They're going to want to sell it for more than that. People want to make fucking money. The cost of production is counted in gas units, and it depends on factors like ETH price, base fee, tips, and network activity. Users' interaction with the Zen crypto contract are expected to drive up the price of gas to new highs. This could be very interesting, right? Is it really going to hit that high? We know somebody who's building a bot that's going to drive up fees. Transaction price on different chains. Ethereum block time is 10 to 20 transactions per block. That's based upon like type of transaction. Some transactions require more data. Some transactions require less data. If I'm just sending GRC some money, that transaction is very small amount of data. If I have to go provide liquidity on V3, that's a multi-contract piece that requires additional data to store on the blockchain. So the transaction is more expensive. One block can contain 30 million gas in transactions. One Zen claims transaction costs 175,000 Gwei. Oh, this is interesting. I don't fully understand that, which means that one block can fit 171 claim transactions.
Okay, so one block can fit 171 claim transactions. And so there's, depending on how many.
3,000 divided by 171. That's
30 million?
No.
Right, 30. It says 30 million.
30,000 divided by 171. So because there's 30, what is it?
3,000.
3,000.
30 million right here.
No, I know. We're talking about
So
for
the
Zen.
the rush, the
Zen,
initial
there's,
rush, yeah, because he confirmed
3,000.
it yesterday. Can you guys hear me well?
Yes.
Yes.
But it's
Okay, yeah. So he confirmed it yesterday that there is a amplifier for people who get in 3,000 and below. So the initial rush is going to be people trying to get below that, 3,000 mark. So 3,000 divided by, what is it? 171?
171.
That's
Yeah,
pretty much the fastest, best case and worst.
17 and a half blocks, 18 blocks.
So that's yeah. So that's how long it can take.
If there's no other transactions happening.
Correct. That's the assumption that we're like it's, which we know it's not, but
He also did it every day. He tried to do it on the weekend, which is the least transaction volume.
What that's good. When is a transaction on Ethereum 2.0 is around 12 seconds, right? So if it completely filled up, then that means it's going to be 210 seconds divided by 60. So in about 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes, if nobody else is fucking doing anything on the network and it's just Zen minting, then in about 4 minutes, all that first 3,000 should be taken care of.
Holy shit.
If there's other transactions happening at this time period, maybe this stretches to 5 minutes or 6 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say within 10 to 20 minutes. Because everyone's going to be clicking that button and clocking.
Ethereum is so good. Ethereum proof of stake is so lit. I love it, dude. I love the fucking transactions on Ethereum, man.
That's gonna be pretty fast.
I know, but like think about long-term scaling and just like
and also something to keep in mind for everyone who's like FOMOing and feel like, oh man, I need a bot or this, that, and the third. Remember, once you actually mint your coins, your C rank resets and you start over. So it's just for the initial run. That's it.
Right. And then, yeah. So guys, it's really just chill. I'm telling you, I promise you.
Like to give you an example, I think 100 days gets you like about 4 million Zen, I believe it is on average, right?
Yeah.
And let's say it costs you $10-15 in gas fees, right? To get that, right? You might be able to buy the same amount, but you understand what I'm saying? You might be able to buy the same amount on Uniswap once it's available in the market.
Well, my whole theory and what I've been spitting into the ether for about 2 weeks now is, guys, buy the bottom on an asset that's very volatile. That's always the best deal. And no one just will understand, but this is not meant for everyone to understand that. But this chat's a little bit different, right? Like I'm going to assume that there's some guys in here that are willing to make some plays. And just understand, if you don't have USDC on the sideline, you're a fool. You're a fool.
Yeah, and me personally, once I see that C rank go above like 3,000, like I'm stopping. Like I'm not even bothering. Like exactly. I'll just take my time.
Exactly.
Have you guys gone through? Well, let's finish this article, but then there's also a Zen calculator, so you guys get to see how much Zen you can earn depending on how long you choose. So we'll finish this article and then we'll take a look at that calculator. What a cool freaking time to be alive and in crypto. Do you want to finish reading this or you want me to?
I can read it. So total gas fee equals gas units limit times base fee plus tip. Our claim rank will cost us 175,000 times 30. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Equals, I don't know how that do like math, like the way that you're supposed to do it, because I've never actually looked at equations. So I can only assume that you're supposed to do 3 plus 2, which is 32, and then times 175. And then that equals 5.6 million.
Yeah. So in the order of like function, you'd add these two first. Yeah. And then you'd multiply times 175. So this would be 32 times this. Yeah.
Probably not a big deal, but 0.0056 ETH multiplied by 1346 USD, 1,348 USD. Current ETH price equals $7.54 USD. So understand that, guys. That's the moment, but like that's a lot already. So we'll add some stuff to the system. Now I'm not going to read the numbers for the other ones because they're so negligible comparatively. Zen cross-chain transfers. Okay, guys, whoa. This is cool. Guys, I've been really trying to figure out the whole I've been using you know, I can endorse this at this point. And when I say endorse, just tell people that I use it. If I don't send a lot of money through it though at one time, but let me make sure I get the name right. Is it called All Chain Bridge Bullish? No, I don't want to say it.
.com.
Yeah. Allchainbridge.com.
Allchainbridge.com has been nothing but a godsend to your boy GRC. So thank you guys from All Chain Bridge. And as soon as I can consent, one of you guys All Chain Bridge it up, like, please. Thank you. I know it's hard, but if any of you guys are good at stuff, do it.
Or knows somebody on that team over there, or
Right.
knows somebody who knows somebody, contact us. Let's get them on. Let's learn more about.
I think they're really big. I think they're like really big. Like
perfect who we want.
I know, but like I think they might be like Swift. Like, you know, like tied
yeah,
to
they're pretty much using the whole the whole Swift protocol stuff. And I'll reach out to them and see if because lately me reaching out to people has been like working out. They're responding and they're like, yeah, I'm down. So I'm like, yeah, I'm keep on.
Because you could just say that you're the producer, which is
well, that's pretty much what I pretty much tell them. I'm like, hey, I'm the producer for the show. Like, this is the deal. We would love to have you. Blah 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 blah. You know, like, so.
I tell them, I'm like, listen, man.
And everyone knows I've been shouting that shit. Like, yeah, this is what I use. All Chain. Like, everyone's like, all Chain. Forget this.
I didn't trust it right away because my first fucking transaction took 40 minutes. Everyone after that, except one, took 3 minutes.
Yeah, mine took 45
minutes. I did have a 40-minute transaction that really stressed me out. And that's why I want you guys to be careful. But it kind of reminds you if the blocks are filled. And I'm telling you, even on that, it'll tell you what happens to your transaction, no matter what happens to it. If it reverses, it says reversed, deposited back into account. If it's the other way, it says, you know, so it lets you know. And so far, so good. Never have I had a problem with it. I'm not endorsing it, but going from chain to chain, this is how I got involved in Binance. This is how I got involved in Binance because I wasn't involved in Binance. I had none of the native token. So I just went to my Ethereum account, put 0.5 Ethereum or whatever it was at the time, sent it to Binance on there, and then I purchased BNBP on day one of launch. About 3x since then. It's been great.
But you can also get to W. You can also get to F.
Yeah, everything.
Yep. And what I would say to answer Monica's question is just have a separate wallet set up that you just use to interact with you know.
But my experience, I can give you my experience. I can give you my experience. I have like 5 or 6 wallets, no problem.
Yeah,
and,
like
and
if you're concerned, if you're concerned of connecting your main wallets, which is like a good precaution to have anyway, just set up like a like a separate like MetaMask wallet. Doesn't have to be like the hardware wallet. You send the funds there that you want to swap. And then the good thing about All Chain Bridge is you pretty much tell the address you want to receive the funds. So it doesn't have to be the same one that you're using to so you can then send it back to the wallet you're going to transact with. So you have a lot of options there once you use it. It's pretty good.
Hey, for real quick break, guys, just for a second, and then we'll go back to finishing the article. Can you pull up the most recent ad that you've created, Bullish? Because I don't want to click anything or do it unless you don't want to.
No, they're both there. Depends.
I only played one of them, but I didn't want to play the wrong one. I'm going to play the.
But both of them are good. Both of them are promoted. We have the casino version and the gold title version. So
I love promoting something. This is the first thing that I like independently got in and understood from the base layer. Like I wasn't around when Hex was launched and all that stuff. So that's why I'm so excited about these new launches. It's like I didn't really have a chance to participate in anything from day one, and that's what Richard got me all excited about. And now I'm really excited about all my cheap fees and my free money everywhere. So let's play this BNBP, guys. We're having a really big giveaway, a really big episode, like 5, 6, 7 to 10 streamers. We're doing multi-streams. We're going all out. We really enjoy Jacob. We really are good friends with him now, and I enjoy talking to him. He's taught me so much about crypto and about DeFi and about code, not coding specifically, but some of the nuance there. So supporting him to me is easy. So here we go. And I know it's going to bug everyone, but not bug everyone, but I want everyone to remember that like Hex in Ethereum is really the best thing that I've found in crypto so far that has launched. And so don't ever get away. Don't ever think like I keep the Hex shield in the background for a reason. Like I haven't found a shield that is worth, although I am making some Zen shields. So, but guys, Hex is doing a meetup in San Diego. My life changed when I did the meetup in Vegas. I don't like meeting up with lots of people, really, but I enjoyed myself and I had a kick-ass time, and I never thought I could have that much fun with random ass people. We're doing it again. I'm getting pumped up. I'm pumping myself up. San Diego, guys. You know, the surf in San Diego is sweet. Sorry, I just had to do it. Had to hit it up.
The calculator here is pretty interesting how it plays out, and I'm curious to see what you guys think of this as we get into the calculator. We can finish that article and then get into the calculator for Zen. It's interesting to play with. They've got the amplifier in there. They have the number of users and the days to mint. So you get to see what your estimate is of how much you're actually going to mint when you go through and do this on Zen. I've just been playing around while we were playing those ads. This is fascinating, but let's finish this article first. You want to read this or you want me? The contracts on different chains.
My bad. I was getting ready to read. I was just muted.
You're good. No worries.
The contracts on different chains will have the same code but different addresses, and the tokens will be different by virtue on chain province. On BSC, it will be BZen. On PulseChain, it will be PZen. And
ooh, that's a bad name.
no, that's a good name.
But I mean, like relative to PZen.
No, I know, but it's funny. We like
funny.
that.
Yeah,
I like competition and funnies, and I've never connected with PZen at all because I can earn yield doing LP. Of each of them will have a different supply and different global rank, and they won't merge. Okay, this is going to be so interesting to cover. Spreadsheets for days, Sam. It's going to be great. Sam, you should do a daily update, just something like automated, so you can just open it up in the morning. And I don't know how you spreadsheeters do all that shit. You probably just fill in the numbers, but I'm sure there is a way to do it. They won't be traded at 1-to-1 ratio because the economic energy required to produce the token and the security of the chain can't be arbitrated. Wow. There will be a ratio of exchange set by the liquidity pools, LPs. Zen will be traded across different bridges, and on SushiSwap, it will be traded through the Stargate protocol with unified liquidity pool that makes a whole process of swapping so simple, and it can be completed in just a few clicks. Sending Zen between Polygon and Ethereum through SushiSwap Stargate means that the user will stake Polygon Zen on the Polygon chain and will receive Ethereum Zen on Ethereum in a ratio set by the LPs. Sam.
This is fascinating, dude.
Let me just finish the rest and then talk about it. This
Yeah,
exchange happens to the atomic swap of the native assets with USDC or USDT as a medium of exchange under the hood. At the time of press, Stargate has 500 million in locked value across several chains it operates on. Sam, I need you to actually break this shit down for me and for people because this is incredible. And I'm still missing a couple of things, but like I know I can tell with enough.
This is awesome, right? Okay, so let's first go through the first sentence here in terms of the economic energy required to produce the tokens is different. Also, the security is arguably different between, different networks here. So you're like, there's no backwards loop to be able to get those prices to come together, right? However, when you look at Stargate and they've partnered with SushiSwap, if you can have a central point where you can take think of like USDC, you can have on multiple different chains at the moment. Like there's a couple of them that support USDC. Now, what if you could have the only thing that we really have that's supported across multiple chains? You have wrapped Ethereum, right? And you have like wrapped BTC and USDC and Tether and probably DAI and probably a handful of others like stablecoin wise. But this is Zen will be supported to go around, and you can use the bridge to go between Matic and Ethereum, or between Avalanche and Ethereum, or between Avalanche and Polygon, or between BSC, right? I'm assuming you can use Stargate with BSC and be able to move around all these. That could be because what did they say?
What can that $500 million unlock?
Well, that just means like that's the total users who are doing this right now.
I see. But they at least know about it. Sam, real quick before we get back to the reading, there's this guy called Hex Wallet, and he just came out with a tweet, and it said, "I made a Zen front end. Who wants to see it?"
Oh, wow.
So let's click on this if you guys don't mind me moving around a little bit. Like, this is really cool stuff. Oh my God, this is incredible. Hold on one second, Sam.
No, you pull it up. So
I love that it's a Hex person, though, dude. I love that it's a Hex person who's already done Hex work as front end work.
So think about this. Think about this, though. If you have something and you have, say, if I'm doing something and it's just me doing something, and then I do something and GRC is like, I'm going to build something that's going to work with what Sam's doing. And then Bullish is like, oh, I'm going to build something. And then Joe Schmo, it's not even on the show, is like, what they're doing is really cool. I'm going to actually build something that's going to help GRC's thing and Bullish's thing, which inadvertently will help Sam's thing. Just for a second, you don't have to be super smart to figure this out. Do you think that's bullish? Do you think that is going to be positive? Do you think that's going to create more users, more excitement, more marketing? Zen isn't even launched yet. It's not even launched, and this dude's already fucking creating another front end for it. Awesome. Go ahead and get into it.
And dude, I have a feeling that the Maximus boys are going to be doing pooling right away.
With Zen?
Yep.
Explain.
It's the easiest shit for them to do.
It's so
it literally is. Like he pretty much, like at this point, like, and me watching him, because sometimes when I'm up late and he's up late coding, I pretty much have him on the side. Dude knows what the hell he's doing. He can figure out how to set up a pool just like he did with Maxi in like one session. Like he can literally go live, be live for like 2, 3, 4 hours, and by the time he's done, have everything done.
But what's the value prop of the pool?
The same thing as Maxi, just a derivative.
But the Hex, you can go through and stake that, right? So what is this going to do? Stake out to the furthest time period?
Yeah,
is that
potentially? Yeah, that's I
like it.
And there's other stuff in the contract that's not being used that he can potentially utilize. There's like a WhatsApp type function built into the contract that is not even being utilized yet. So
I think that if there's a way,
is this going to be the one that I use? Look how clean this is. Look how nice. I could play with this all day, baby.
And just for like disclaimer, this site looks dope. Like I'm not fudding it. It looks super dope. We just need to verify and make sure it's interacting with the right contract. If no one knows what we're talking about, when you click that button and MetaMask shows up, it's going to tell you what contract address you're interacting with. You always want to make sure that it's the correct one.
Oh, this is fucking sick.
So that's interesting. Think about Dipcatcher and Gold Key's incentive to do this, right? If they can create something where there's a value to team their token, right? That's the one that they're getting like the largest supply of for themselves as a reward, right? If they can create a way for their token to get some type of value, even if it's just really small, I think that could be a very interesting play for them to build a maxi version of Zen, right? Like Zen to infinity type thing, and have that be the wrapped version of Zen that's staked out the furthest it can go, and you can get your shit out again in 10 years or whatever the case is, but that way you provide liquidity for the staking. It's an easy way to add a derivative play on top of here. What will that trade at as a premium? I don't know. It's a different coin. It's not Hex, but maybe there's a way to tie this in creatively with Maxi or the perpetuals, right?
Those guys can think up that stuff in like 10 minutes now because they have too much data. And, you know, once you have so much data, extrapolating that onto something else that has value is just as simple as doing it. So it's
Cool.
Imagine this: they could just do a 1-for-1 swap for the, or not 1-for-1, but whatever $1 value would be, and then just stake the hex, and then be like, this is called Maxi Zen or Hex Zen, and it has a premium because there's a different state or whatever. You know what I mean? Like whatever the premium is that they come up with, it's not that hard. I could sit there and talk through like that for an hour, and it wouldn't be that hard to think about like a good way to do it. It wouldn't be probably the best way, but a good way. I'm not saying they could probably do better.
This sentence right here, I just wanted to read again. Sending Zen between Polygon and Ethereum through the SushiSwap Stargate mean that when that user, so if somebody does this, they're going to stake their Polygon Zen on the Polygon chain and will receive Ethereum Zen on Ethereum in a ratio set by the LPs. So what this means, if you have Zen on Polygon that's trading for 1 cent, and if you have Zen trading on the other network for 10 cents, then the ratio would be 10-1, right? But then you could also take your Ethereum that's trading at 10x higher, trade it through to Polygon, stake that and shit into the future. All the same gameplay happens with Hex, right? That's how I've got millions of Hex on the other fucking chains, because it's way cheaper over there. I can still go through and stake that shit. I'm still earning daily tens of thousands. I think I've earned around 85,000 Hex on those two chains in the last like 7 or 8 days through LP, and probably 650 million Hedron. I'll have $1 billion worth of Hedron earned through LP on these other chains. Like this kind of stuff can happen with Zen too. And if Maxi team comes out with like a derivative play on this, imagine this derivative play on 5 fucking networks, bro. Like it's gonna be crazy. What a cool.
These guys talk with each other now. You know what I mean? Like that's what people don't get. Like these guys talk with each other now a lot, and they're punching hard, and they know a lot of stuff, man. I'm telling you they do, and they don't talk about all of it. And I'm not saying that they're doing anything malicious, but I'm saying like if people saying plebbery about certain things, it's like it's just don't listen to it. That's why you can't listen to too many guys. You have to listen to guys that are locked in and pretty much can have the same ethos as you do. And if you want to be successful, you should do it with people that are punching hard, successful, independent, confident, moving forward, people that generally get their way if they're working hard at something. Those are the guys that you should look forward to. Like I used to have heroes and role models, and those role models change and they level up over time too. There's role models that I used to have that were seriously did help me a lot at the time. And I would be very upset if I had to switch places with them. Very. So that's not, but used to, I would have been like, no, that'd be pretty lit. Now I'm like, fuck no.
Yeah. No effing way I would want to switch with anybody else.
So the price transactions on EVM compatible chains will be very low, and it will place with the lowest barrier of entry to many participants. It's difficult to predict what will happen on EVM compatible chains, but we can expect very high activity and high Zen supply. This may create some sort of utility for Zen other than being the medium of exchange. Otherwise, the activity may extinguish itself due to the low value. He's correct. That's correct. Yeah.
This is the value of Zen. Go ahead.
The value of Zen. The price of Zen will depend on many factors, and they include gas and ETH price, utility, size of community, user activity, disinflationary effect, time to waste. The value is actually created when everybody joins. When the time difficulty creates less and less mintable supply over time, and that's why I always say, like, I need a certain amount of time before I can really buy the bottom in this asset. And generally, that's not the case. which is what make people more inclined to buy it rather than spending longer and longer time to mint, said Jack. Buying someone else's time to wait will be something people will do. They won't wait. They won't want to wait to their mint to end, so they will prefer just to go to the DEX and buy it. This activity is what will drive the price up, especially after 8 years when the inflation will be the lowest. So he's basically reporting to you that smart people or people that want to get a good deal on some of it, like there's guys like me that are going to buy that no matter what, every single time. It's the way it is. Like if that chart goes to a certain level, I'll rob someone's ass if I need to. Like, I'm just joking, but you know what I'm saying. Zen is designed to be chain agnostic and lower the barrier of entry for newcomers. It upholds the first principles of blockchain and ensures it a fair launch for everyone. Although it's a multi-chain token with the same code, Zen is not the same on each because its economic energy put into production differs, and users will need to decide what they will do to focus their attention to mint. Hey, that's interesting because it's funny to watch. Like he's basically telling you, hey, if there's other options that are cheaper, people are going to use it. And in Hex, everyone's like, no one's going to use it. No one's going to use ETHw. But I'm like, wait, it's cheaper. Wait, the gas fees are nothing. Wait, I have complete flexibility and interoperability over here. So it's like, what? They're like, no, pay more gas fees, wait longer, and make less gains. And I'm like,
you already have 20% of gas on, or 20% of transactions.
My stakes are going to cost enough in gas fees to come out. I'll save up for that.
Yeah, way cheaper. Okay, so this is the Zen calculator, right? So this is how much is mint, Zen to mint, right? The mint term, so this is the number of days you can do up to 100 days and watch what 100 days changes that to 3.3 million. New users, so let's put this at say 3,000, right? That would be 38 million. I'm sorry, 3.8 million. There's no like info button, so they don't say what this is, but I'm assuming this is the amplifier thing that you guys were talking about for 3,000 because it was already preset. And then
that's the first, the highest, the best rank, C rank.
Do you know what this means? EAA percent. Here it has it at the top. Mint term times the
C rank
of the C rank, which would be this. What is the C rank? I don't remember. Was it this number? Oh no, then you have the amplifier here, and then you have the EAA C rank, whatever that means or whatever. So you get to play around with it. If you do 1 day, you get 38,000 tokens. Right, you get 38,000 tokens. I think there's probably going to be liquidity.
Oh wait, did someone just said Hedron on Fair is about to lose at zero? If that's true, fuck yes, I was buying that shit all morning. I was buying up Fair this morning, Sam.
Hedron on Fair.
I told Sam I'll give you a little sneak peek of my trading and stuff. People started tagging me, calling me a rug pull because of ETHw, so I started buying right away.
Bro, check this out, dude.
I was like, oh my God, these noobs are going to start telling me stuff. I know it's getting oversold. They're wrecked. And so I just went in there and I just started scooping. Yeah, let's check this out. Guys, we've been already going too long. So if you want to read the rest of the article, you can. I want to look at this with Sam for a minute and then jump off.
Who does?
Oh, snap, guys. Hell yes. Dude, so I need you to do a couple of things for me.
84% in the last 24 hours. Sorry.
Okay, scroll.
I have a boatload of Hedron in
Go all the way down to the go to Ethereum Fair. Go all the way to the left.
This is Ethereum Fair.
No, all the way to the left and then down to Ethereum Fair. No, I need you to go to Ethereum Fair.
Oh, we're on Ethereum Fair.
No, this is Hedron WETH.
Yes, on Ethereum Fair.
No, I know. Can we go click on the Can we go to the blockchain list?
Oh, you just want to see the whole list of all the things.
So scroll down and then go to right there.
There we go.
So let's see real quick because I want to look at this actually. So
it's right here.
No, don't click it. Don't click it. Just look at this chart right here. So what I could see, and then if you don't mind clicking the volume tab. So if you go to the volume and just click it, and then that puts the highest volume stuff at top for people that didn't know. So it kind of flows everything.
It changed it to number 5.
Right. But I mean, I just want to see the percentages on everything. So guys, it's looking like we're getting a run. And I was waiting for this because this was going sideways longer than I could have imagined. So I'm like, man, people really are dumping this thing for nothing. Like, great, I'll keep buying it, right? Like, so I kept buying it. And then I on Ethereum Fair, I think I sold out of my Hedron position. But then I looked at the chart this morning and it was way less than I sold out for. I was like, I'm doubling down. Fuck it. So basically my play is I have Hex and Hedron and ETH on all three chains. That's what I'm doing. Like that's kind of, and then I'm providing V3LP. So it's been great to watch. I've been waiting for a fair pop. This is great. This is awesome. But guys,
Hex is also, did you see that? Hex is cranking too. So we have,
hoping everything is cranking.
Let's see what Hex looks like. Hex is up 82% as well. So let's see what this actually, not as extreme, but still a nice look at that. That's
how we expect it, right? Like the reason we buy Hedron as well as Hex is because Hedron's the more liquid asset, but Hex is the more liquid asset, but Hedron's always going to pump a little harder.
So let's take a look at liquidity real quick before we wrap things up. This is on Fair, right? So this is on Fair V3 up here. This pair is Hedron ETH, right? Wrapped ETH. We have 2.7K, but we want to understand this is why V3 is 1,000 times better than V2. Of this, how much of this is Hedron versus how much of this is ETH?
Well, if you look at the bottom, you got mostly, it seems like
it's more Hedron.
Yeah, more Hedron, 65.
But we're still having a run through more Hedron. That's
well, this is because Hedron gets traded more than the native asset. It's not the native asset is not tethered to any kind of sustainability yet. Although the native asset I'm bullish on. But so what you're seeing here is people figuring stuff out. This is a result of wow. Holy
almost
shit.
Price discovery.
And guys, I'm not running to my computer. Am I, Sam? I'm not pulling I don't care. If it corrects 55%, I don't care. I like to see this because it means that people are starting to pay attention. It's guys that could really be helped with information. And right now the valuation's so low that telling anyone to buy, and even though I don't tell people to do that, I just tell them what I do. What are they going to do? Lose $1,000? Oh no. In crypto, that's nothing. I lost 40,000 at the top. Everyone called me a liar. And everyone still to this day is just like, you're an asshole and an idiot for like telling people that. And I was like, I was just trying to be honest. I didn't know what was going on at the time. But this is great to see, Now, can you go straight over to the Hex pair on the same chain, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other pair?
So this is on Fair, right? You want to look at this one? Yep. Fair. Okay. This is also V3.
So let's kind of look at the chart comparatively. Yeah. So looking absolutely tasty, McTasty. My God.
This is the one
I
love
that. Chart. And then there's more, in my opinion, there was more sell pressure for Hex because people had more like paying attention. Yes. But I'm telling you, the Hedron guys are like, wait, we have this over there too. Wait, it's bound together. Because remember, we were paying attention to this like 2 weeks ago, figuring that out. I was like, I'll just buy both. And then I could stake one, and then the other one I can just be more, or whatever I was going to do at the time. So
look at all this sideways action right now. It's like it's all the sideways action for days and days and days. It was just sideways right here, and we're just breaking through to that right now. Okay, let's look at POW.
Go to POW, right? And then do the same thing. Let's go Hedron and then Hex. So go to Uniswap. If you go to Uniswap,
it's up there. Yeah. Uniswap, and
then go press the volume tab again.
Okay, let's look at that first. Okay, so first of all, Hedron is top 5 here. Hex is number 1 for V2, it looks like. Now when we look at volume, Hedron is number 11. So not as much volume.
But again, there's a lot of volume on this chain, so it's different. It's all fluff. It's all fluff.
So let's take a look at this. This is V3, Hedron ETH, POW network, right? Oh, look at nothing. No, I didn't check the price on the other network.
I can tell you. So they're complete. The prices
they're parity. Oh shit.
Yep. And guys, this happens really quick in general. And why this happens? I'll tell you right now why this happens. If they're parity, they're just about to be.
They are.
So what's the price? 7 zeros and an 8?
3 zeros, 627 on and 3 zeros and 628.
What is it for Hedron? Hedron on Fair. Hedron on Fair. It says 7 zeros.
Right now on Fair.
Someone decided to do it. This was a decision.
Yeah, 7 zeros.
7 zeros.
This was a decision by a Hexican. There was a Hexican with a lot of money that decided, hey, I'm willing to eat slippage on this chart to get it where it's supposed to be because I think this is a bullish ass chart. And I'm not, so that's not as much as an accumulative run. Like if you look at the candle itself, like
On fair.
yeah, but you don't have to go over there. But if you look at the candle itself, it's like it's insane. So what's happening here is
Hedron is pretty much close to parity too.
Yeah, so it's what's happening here is this is natural, guys. This is how this happens in a lot of different assets. There is in most assets at some point there is a decision by a big head. Sometimes that decision's easier than others. This one a little more complicated, took about 2 weeks, 3 weeks. But let's imagine it, but I'm sure that took just about no economic energy, Sam. That probably costed about 40 grand, 20 grand, 10 grand, maybe on fair.
I don't know. Okay, so here's my thoughts on this is on PulseChain HEX, right? PulseChain HEX, it's 3 zeros and a 6. We can take a look at a deeper dive on fair in a second. So we've seen, right? What was the date here? This is September 23rd. We reached the peak since of 23rd. So just over 2 weeks, we've seen a downward trend in here, and I expect this to continue. And the reason is because liquidity here, well, for a couple of reasons. First of all, this is more expensive than the other network. So if somebody's like, hey, I want to buy HEX and they want to buy HEX on a different network, why would you come to this network? Because most people are not looking at transaction volume. They're just going to look at the price, right? So they're going to go to the cheaper network, which is F. So that's one. Number two is the liquidity. So this is V3 on POW, $167,000 worth of liquidity. Check this out. This is ETH in that pair is 31K. What does that mean? That means that the boatload of the liquidity in this pair is all Hedron. I'm sorry, all HEX, right? 1 minus 31. There's 136,000 HEX waiting to be sold to you guys. So I think the price is going to drop further on POW, on HEX, unless something happens on fair to like adjust this. But let's go back over to fair real quick and check out HEX, right? So this is HEX ETH V3 on the fair network. It's up 88, and this is parity right here. This is 3 zeros and a 6, right? It's 3 zeros and a 6 on the other network. Now we're at parity, and will things change? Will liquidity change? Right?
Can you go to Hedron on ETH?
Yeah, on mainnet.
Yeah. And then, guys, at 1 p.m., I'm going to be literally covering DJ Crypto Deck Screener Walk. Like, I'm just going to – so at 1 p.m., guys, I'll probably do a video reaction at the end. But for the first 35, 40 minutes, I have to monitor some of my shit. Like, I have a lot of stuff going on at this point, and I'll do it live. I'm willing to do it live because a lot of this is in my favor.
41, number 41 for transactions, and 30 in terms of volume. So more volume is happening, obviously, over here. This is on mainnet, 822,000 in the last 24 hours, and ranked number 41 in terms of.
What's the price? 4.4 or 4.0?
Let's click at this shit and see. 4.4.
Yeah, it's about to blow. Look at it.
Look at this. Look at
it. It's about to blow. And if you look at the resistance areas that it came up to. Like it took a long time for people to accumulate back. Roughly 200 days for the Gunther candles to get remerged, because I have a feeling in some different world where everyone was educated, this chart would go pretty much straight up into the right. But no, that's not how markets really kind of work. So now you're seeing months and months and months and months and months and months and months go by. Guys like me, guys with less capital that are going to hold the token with more feeling. I'm not looking for a payday right now. That can be later. I want these coins because I truly believe like this is the opportunity of a lifetime for a lot of people, in doing a 25 or 50x. If doing a 25, 50 or 100x could change your life, you need to fucking focus. It is so hard because I'm chilling. That's simple in crypto.
I could see this losing another 0 before November 13th. I could see this losing another 0 before November 13th. That's why I have a boatload of fucking Hedron. I'm not telling you guys to buy Hedron. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. Yeah. I'll turn off the stream before I start looking for my FOMO payments.
Yeah, I've been buying Hedron since day one. Like, so I still continue to buy Hedron.
Yes. I have some really
GymRat, you're muted.
You're muted. I have really degen stuff that I don't even want to share on the show.
Yeah, I
it's
won't.
Oh
deep.
yeah, I don't either.
Yeah.
I'll get canceled if I fucking say everything.
Yeah.
Like real, like the thing I just did over the last 24 hours. Well, I'll like just FOMO everybody to like get them to tune in for at some point. I'll share this, but what I did over the last 2 days, I'll tell you guys after the show ends. But is I'm very excited about complete and utter degen shit. But there's an opportunity here that people are not taking advantage of that I'm taking advantage of. And as I continue to do this and start making money from it, I will tell you guys how it works, but it's complete degen shit. Like you got to really be paying attention to what's going on. So I'll keep you guys posted as I do it. GRC, preview your show at 1 o'clock.
Guys,
Let's wrap things up.
I'm going live. Like I want it to be a hot, crazy mess of a party, and I'm going to be doing degen shit, and I'm going to be talking shit, and I'm going to be taking names. But really, we're just going to be looking at the differences in liquidity, volume, and transactions, everything between ETHw and ETHf. And guys, we've been talking about this since launch. Right away, we got involved first. It was a fucking wild time. I remember it was a crazy 4 or 5 days. I wasn't sleeping well, I can tell you that. And now we come to this point. And I always say, wait a little while, buy that bottom, right? I was buying that bottom this morning. I was buying, I converted a lot or a little bit into ETHw and ETHf and dispersed that between Hedron and Hex on both chains. That's exactly what I did this morning. That's all I did. And because I felt like it was time. Like I felt like it was time, and I felt like it was ready to go. I was kind of getting USDC heavy for a second because I was a little like, I wonder how this is going to work. But now I think stable coins are bridging in, Sam. Like I really do. I think stables are bridging in, like legit stables from different pools and tying to certain assets. And maybe I don't know how exactly it works with the other ones, but I'm sure they can just devalidate them if it's their code anyway. So I see some stuff going on, and my bullish indicators are extremely active right now, but not for ETHx.
Also not for
But it could still pump to like 10 or 12. Like I could see a Q3 pump that got a little crazy, but it's just a fake out, if anything. And
check out the liquidity. 1.1 million of liquidity, 300,000 of liquidity is
me, man.
That's $700,000 worth of hex to sell to you fuckers, right? Like there's a lot more sell.
And remember when Crypto Coffee and Johnny were telling you, there's $1 million there for you. You want it? Oh, wait. You had to wait for RH. No, guys, focus. If you want to watch this show, if you hate my guts, you should still watch this show, and you should trade on all my shit, and you should try to fuck it up. But if you love me, you should just like and watch at 1 p.m., guys. I'm going to tweet it out. I want it to be a cool one. I'm going to do a little degen. I've never like officially done like a degen stream, but I think I might. Like, fuck it. I want to look at these numbers. And I want to show you guys kind of because you have to be a degen to be good at crypto, but you don't have to buy degen shit.
Maybe I should do a degen show at 2 potentially if I can get enough done. Because
you gotta be more certain,
guys. Chill out. We'll talk in the green room. Chill out. I'm telling you, I do degen shit. I make good money, but I don't talk about that shit.
Well, no, I'm not. I'm not doing any degen shit. I'm just buying Hex and Hedron.
Because I tell people all the time, don't do what I do. So I usually don't tell people what I'm doing.
Yeah,
we're all doing it differently, though.
We can have fun. We can have fun with it.
Yeah. And remember, guys, like when we say this is like a teeny percentage of GRC's bag. This is a teeny percent of Bullish's bag. Yeah. It's a teeny percent of mine. It's like we're not saying you should do any of the fucking shit we do. It's just a small percentage of the total amount of our portfolio in crypto.
The problem is we tell you guys it's a small percent. And then you guys will go and put in your whole bag and then be like, oh, I got right, and try to blame us. So that's why I'm like,
when they blame me, it pumps the algo. So I like the blame games. You guys can blame me for whatever, but at the end of the day, I've done nothing but free information for all you guys. And that's it. Like, I mean, that's all I really do. It's not a claim to fame or anything. I'm not the best dude that ever lived. I'm just a guy that gives free information out on the internet. And it's working out very amazing. Because better than I could have dreamed up. Because the Lord is my savior. Okay? Everyone have a great day. Crypto in the morning. live every day at 11 a.m. Eastern. I'm going live in 25 minutes. Everyone, talk soon.
You already know what time it is.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Waiting on pause.
Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning.
Ready to take notes.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Waiting on pause.
Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning.
Ready to take notes.
Smoking a blunt on my way to the gym. 11 a.m. and I'm already tuned in. Got me some hex and I'm making a stake. Got me some hedron, I'm making it rain. Pay me some maxi and that's just in case. GymRatCrypto sent me to show you the way.